late on.
Like 2 in the morning with my headphones in. Working. Yeah, you're on.
Good dancing Roman Reigns.
It's a tune. I like that tune.
Yo,
Howdy.
Ben Cliff's here.
Hi everyone.
We're doing a podcast. It's a little bit different one.
Yeah, this is 2 hours rather than
Yeah.
3-way.
Like the other two let me down a bit today.
Gay boys.
Completely. Because Jonathan was supposed to be here, but you know he has more than just this job.
Yes,
So-
it is a full-time job.
It is. It's very stressful. Fucking hot today as well.
Sweating the beans, man. He's actually just changed his trousers into shorts, so he's got his pins out. The difference in leg mass is a bit embarrassing. Literally feel like I'm Big Show with your cats. Enzo, sorry.
Yeah, that's a good tag team though. I'm alright with that.
That's a little bit worrying though.
But yeah, for all of our viewers, of which you are usually the only one.
So I'm literally doing a podcast to myself.
So yeah, just to explain who the Sexy Beast is for everybody watching on YouTube. Known you forever.
Pretty much since
2000.
I wasn't even going to say
One.
year. I was just going to say like the beginning of high school.
Yeah.
Even probably before that. At the beginning of the end of primary school probably. We used to live in a very small town. Let's just say that. I still live here. Still live there. Tim's emigrated
Yeah.
and gone up in the world to Manchester.
I shall be leaving soon. Don't worry.
It is Manchester, isn't it?
Yeah, technically, just about.
Manchester then. Fuck it.
But yeah, you've been watching wrestling I think a lot longer than I have.
Possibly.
Stop tapping.
Sorry.
You're as bad as Jonathan
Sorry.
fidgeting with shit. Gonna pick up on the mic and go.
Sorry, my bad. I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be on the whole time. Yeah, we used
Definitely.
to. You definitely used to watch wrestling probably before you did. My first memories, Ultimate Warrior, I would say.
That far back.
That far back, I was really young then. I couldn't say his name. I just used to like his face paint, and I remember he was my favourite anyway. But then yeah, just carried on watching it from there, even to the age of 28. That I am now. I think some people think it's sad, but I don't really care.
No, it's not. Fucking hell.
I used to do loads of stupid wrestling things when I was younger. Even broke my nose twice because of wrestling. Crushed my eye socket because of wrestling.
We did some good stuff. But that summer when I got a video camera and we were just playing Jackass in my garden.
I wouldn't say it's good stuff, I'd say pretty stupid. Like
Yeah.
destroy. I was going to say something wrong then, but your house had a bush in it. And we kind of just like, me and my mate Craig and you just like destroyed it.
Yeah.
And sitting on computer chairs, going down a big road into cars. It's the kind of thing you have to do in Stoke. You know, in Manchester you have things to do, but in Stoke you have to try and kill yourself to have fun.
I remember when you took a chair shot to the head, but it wasn't a chair, it was just a big plank of wood.
Yeah.
I can't remember where we were.
I know where we were.
Someone's
we were
back
at
garden.
Dave's house. And then I put an egg in my bum cheeks. And someone's cracked the egg. So I had a drippy egg down my bum. That was fun.
This is us making a case for WWE. You should be booking us.
Definitely.
You should be hiring us to book all your
If
shows.
you want to see eggs in bum cheeks, then yeah,
I
definitely.
want to see the Big Show do that.
You probably wouldn't see the egg, to be fair. You can't see the egg now if I did it now. But, yeah.
Yeah, wrestling fan for a long time is the point.
Yes, and I'm probably your only viewer on YouTube, so I like listening to other people's points. I'm only on one other discussion group, I think, on Facebook about wrestling. Well, I like listening to you guys. 3 different opinions, 3 different people. I won't say anything about the other guys. 'Cause I don't want to upset him or anything. I can't even meet him. But for me, you've got one fanboy, one miserable but understandable kind of person, and then you got Stato.
Stato, I'll take that.
And I think I'm a mixture of all 3, to be fair. But yeah.
That's why I wanted to have you on the podcast at some point, because I mean, as today's kind of example, it's hard enough to get just one person in the same room.
A week off work, what can I say? What else would I rather be doing? Lying around in my pants watching Game of Thrones or talking about wrestling, and I'm still in my pants under here anyway, so yeah, I'll talk about wrestling.
No.
It's fine.
But yeah, like, just because of the things we talk about on the podcast, and obviously you watching wrestling and watch the pay-per-views and stuff, you always got something to say. And even if it's something that I don't necessarily agree with, it's always something that doesn't get said by one of the three of us.
True. Sometimes.
I don't know how the three of us don't actually argue sometimes, because sometimes we are just so opposite in what we think about it.
Different people's opinion, man. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to have.
But yeah, I want to like jump one question on you straight away, just to test the water with your opinions.
Oh, no.
Reigns is making a big announcement. Is it for SummerSlam at the next Raw?
Yeah.
What do you reckon it's going to be?
Is it for SummerSlam or is it for Great Balls of Fire?
I think it's for SummerSlam.
I think he is either going to challenge whoever the Universal Champion's going to be, or he's going to announce that Braun Strowman's actually fit again and he's going to have a match with Strowman.
Do you think either of those possibilities is anything good?
Both of them suck because it involves Reigns, but I've heard that Strowman is now fit again.
That was quick.
I know, well, I've seen it rumoured this morning, whether it's true or not, I don't know. If I had to guess, that's probably what I would say would possibly be, but I don't know. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, I hope it's the announcement that he's not going to be there. That would be ace.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Roman Reigns. I'm not going to SummerSlam. I would actually be really happy with that.
Yeah.
But I think he gets the chance to fight the Universal Champion, whoever it may be, or he's going to fight Strowman.
Well, my automatic reaction, I had read the possibility that he challenged to the Universal title, but surely, I mean, I know it's wrestling, so logic goes completely out the window straight away, but surely they've just had this fatal five-way match.
Mm-hmm.
If, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, he comes out and says, fuck that, I'm just going to put myself in the next number one contender spot when it comes along, and I'm not going to earn it, I'm just going to put myself there.
Yeah.
Very Reigns thing to do.
Definitely. And he'll probably get it because he gets handed pretty much everything anyway.
Yeah. But the other possibility I heard about as well was the other thing I wanted to ask you about, and that's Cena coming back
as a free agent. Yeah.
Is Reigns going to challenge Cena?
They'll have to announce that he's a free agent though pretty quick. If he's going to do his announcement on Monday.
What, the Reigns is a free agent or Cena's a free agent?
I bet Cena's going to be a free agent.
It's been announced. It was on Raw when Michael Cole announced that he's coming back.
I don't listen to Michael Cole.
You're not the only one. But yeah, when he announced that Cena was coming back
as a free agent,
the graphic at the end said free agent John Cena.
Okay. Reigns versus Cena. I don't know who I would cheer and who I'd boo. I'd probably cheer Cena, to be fair.
Could almost be just a straight trade, because Cena's going to be away for a while.
What, Reigns go to SmackDown?
Yeah.
And win everything ever?
Probably. Because if you look at the Fatal 5-Way and all the things you have to do with those guys, plus Lesnar,
who's in there anyway?
Surely you're probably lacking a big guy on SmackDown, don't you think?
Yeah, but I like the 5 guys that was it 6 guys that are in Money in the Bank? It's 6, isn't it? It's 6? Yeah, 6. I like the fact that it's just those 6. It's more fun. And Reigns would just...
He doesn't actually fit anywhere.
He doesn't. And he'd be the automatic alpha male already before he's even had a match, which sucks. Whereas Raw has kind of got some big dudes on it as well.
Yeah.
And I don't see anyone really having too much of a good match with Reigns on SmackDown. AJ get a good match out of him. KO probably get a good match out of him, but I think you have to have Reigns on Raw.
Yeah.
Because Raw is pretty much dog shit at the moment, and the only people that really kind of get a reaction on Raw is Reigns, even though it's usually boos. But you've got a good mix of both on SmackDown, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like the Universal match is going to be weird. It's like Brock's going to be a face.
Yeah,
I think he is going to be a face. I mean, when he came out on Raw, everyone cheered, and everyone boos Joe. Yet everybody hates Brock Lesnar.
It's weird.
But they cheer him when he comes out. and I don't know. Reigns doesn't interest me, to be honest. We know he's going to win the big belt sooner or later. WrestleMania, he's gonna beat someone who we don't want him to beat. Turn the guy heel, man.
If they did that and went all out, he'd be cool as fuck.
I'd like him a bit more if they just accepted the fact that he's gonna be a heel. Just come out and twat a woman or something. You know what I mean? Bailey comes out and hugs him and he fucking Samoan spine busters him or something.
I said something to that effect a while back on this podcast, just saying, if you want to turn someone heel, now you can't do it. It's never gonna happen. It'd be a fucking bad idea. But
what, to batter Bailey?
Well, the thing is,
make him Alexa Bliss's girlfriend.
Oh, it'd be so horrible. But the way that you've got women wrestlers so over at the moment, you've got some that could probably take at least like just a beat down, if not
from a man.
Yeah, and like
Nia Jax is bigger than most men.
Well, there you go.
I'd like to see Nia Jax throw Enzo around.
That'd be a fun match.
That came out really well. I don't know, man. With Reigns, I don't know. No matter what he does, people aren't gonna like him anyway. So
yeah,
turn the guy heel. Like I said to you earlier, he's kind of like he's on the same level heel face wise as Cena is, but the difference is I prefer Cena because he's actually done his time.
And
Cena can have good matches with people. Reigns has had a few decent matches, but you know, when Charlotte Flair does a spear better than you, and anybody that's ever done a spear does a spear better than you, and that's your finisher, and you're wearing an American football outfit pretty much.
Oh, it annoys me
I'm with you on the whole repackaging of him as well, because Rollins has repackaged since the Shield. He's got new music and he looks like a Power Ranger. Ambrose has got new music and he's mental. Even though he was kind of the same in the Shield anyway, but at least he's a bit different. Reigns is the same. Same music.
Reigns was the. I'm assuming. Here's a fucking obscure reference. I'm assuming you've seen all the Superman movies, the old ones.
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah. I'm not up to date with that now.
If you picture the Shield as being Zod and that woman and the big guy.
Right.
Reigns is the big guy who's just like complete mong, just doing nothing. Now he's out on his own. What do you think he's gonna do? Fuck all.
Yeah. And he can't speak. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind him, it's not his fault, you know. I'm sure if Vince said to me, right, I'm going to make you the top star, you're going to win everything ever, I wouldn't go, oh no, please don't do that. Please let me start from the bottom and rise all the way up like everyone else. No, I'm just going to push it to the top because you're big and people think you're good looking and you're a bit greasy.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not a Reigns fan. I hope he doesn't win anything ever.
Well,
the only thing
I
just want him to win the Samoan belt. Just get a Samoan belt. There's enough Samoan people, even though I don't even think he's Samoan, is he?
Well, yeah, I think technically there is sort of blood in that area.
Just because he looks a bit greasy.
He's got a tattoo, hasn't
he? He's got a Maori tattoo. That's fine then. That makes him Samoan. But I don't know. We'll see what that announcement is. Maybe if he does challenge Cena at SummerSlam.
I would rather that than anything else, really.
But I would, for the first time in a long time, probably cheer Cena to win.
Yeah.
But I've also heard that Cena apparently is going to take the belt off Jinder Mahal, which I wouldn't want to happen either.
I don't see the logic in that.
No.
Because you've got an opportunity. You've already given the belt to someone who's a bit lower down.
Yeah.
So
just a little bit.
Yeah, so I like things like this. It's a twist that happens at this time of year occasionally.
It's different. I remember when he was up against Orton, and I actually said to mate, he's going to win because they're going to India, aren't they? Which is a pretty. You're Indian, so we're going to give you the belt because we're going to India. So maybe when they go to Japan, they'll just get some Japanese dude in, let him win. They shouldn't do that.
It's so sad. I hope they don't.
They shouldn't do that. But at the same time, I understand why they're doing it, branching out and all that. But I want the guy to lose it in India, which would then be awesome for whoever beats him because the heel. Imagine Sami Zayn beat him in India for the belt. Everyone in India would hate Sami Zayn. That's awesome. A whole nation hating someone.
How do you reckon they would televise that? Because I don't think they've got a pay-per-view in India. I don't think they'd go that far. So it'd have to be on a Raw.
Or maybe network it.
That would be a big step.
Especially if it's gonna be if he's got a title match as well. If he's defending his belt against, I don't know, Orton again.
Yeah.
They might televise it. Maybe put it on. Maybe have Great Camels of Fire. Do they have camels in India? I'm guessing they do.
I really don't know. I don't think of India and camels going together at all.
I don't know. Great Horse of Fire. I think like curry or something. I don't know. But it depends what they're doing. If he's just defended it and it's going to be against no one and he's going to win, then they probably won't show it, will they? They'll probably just say, oh, Jinder Mahal beat, I don't know, some nobody in India, and then he's come back on SmackDown and lost it the next time.
How do you think he'll lose it?
I think it would be very good for him to lose it in India. I think that would be good.
If not that, though.
He'll have to lose it in a pay-per-view. It'd be really hard for him to lose on SmackDown so soon.
I don't think it can actually be that soon either, because I think SummerSlam might be the right
Is
time.
SummerSlam both franchises?
I would imagine, yeah.
Well, it depends who he's facing then, isn't it, I suppose. He's facing Orton. When's he facing Orton?
Great Balls of Fire. No, wait, Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, and then the next one, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Depends who he's facing at SummerSlam, doesn't it? I don't want to face Orton again. You can't beat Orton.
No.
And then say he beats Orton again in Money in the Bank, and then he faces him again in SummerSlam. That would just be boring.
We've been saying this for a long time. I think Randy Orton winning the Rumble was the start of so much shit that you can just trace all of this fucking nonsense right back to that moment.
So yeah, when I watched your podcast about it, I agreed with Adam 100% when he said the best part of Royal Rumble is a guy who loses all the time in NXT coming in at number 10.
Yeah.
That was the best part. And that's worrying. And
sad.
Especially when you got Bray Wyatt there, who, if he had won, everyone would have been quite happy with him winning. Yeah. And you can do more with him. I don't mind Orton. He's alright in the ring, talking, he's very average, but he's very fucking boring. Apart from his RKO was really good on SmackDown. He just sort of seemed to RKO forever.
It was, I think that was a good camera work.
It was awesome.
But
I don't know. I think if he's going to lose it, he's going to lose it at a big pay-per-view. It just depends who he's going to lose it against. And maybe that comes into Money in the Bank, whoever wins it.
Yeah. So, I reckon we do like we usually do on the podcast and just go match by match of what we expect from Money in the Bank so far.
Do it. Are we doing who we want to win and then who we think? Or
everything.
Okay, go for it.
Whatever your thoughts are. It's only 5 matches booked so far.
How long did it be? 3 hours?
Probably. I mean, you got 2 ladder matches, so they could be 30 minutes each. Probably should be more.
Yeah, the women. I actually, you can tell me the matches and then.
So we've got the SmackDown Women's Championship, Naomi versus Lana.
Yeah, Lana. I love her name backwards as well. I'll let you all figure that out. Yeah, she's come out of nowhere.
Do you know Naomi's name backwards?
I know.
Do you know?
Yeah, I do. It's their seat in it, must be their seat. Yeah, that's come out of nowhere.
It's an interesting one, this. I'm glad they've done this. I don't know whether it was a last minute idea.
It's a good idea because
she needed a match.
At the end of the day, Lana, even if she loses, she's got a point to prove to see if she can actually wrestle. She's been off for a while.
Yeah.
And Rusev's been off for a while, so maybe he's been training her, and that move that she did, whatever it was supposed to be, on SmackDown was pretty decent, like a D'Lo Brown Sky High or whatever it was. Plus she's hot as fuck anyway, so I always want to see Lana. But it just depends. Hopefully she's going to be wearing like Maurice type PVC, I'll be alright with that. But she's got nothing to lose. She can lose and put on a good show and people still like her. Naomi's supposed to beat her, so I can't see anything but a Naomi win, really. I mean, I want Lana to win, but it would be weird for her. I mean, it would be ace. You know, here's Lana. I want a match of you and Lana wins. That'd be fucking awesome.
Sure, wouldn't it?
But I can't see it. I mean, I think Naomi will win by bumping her arse into her face. Or whatever it is that she does. She does split-legged moonsaults as well.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see how Lana does, wrestling-wise.
Well, hasn't she done like NXT house shows and things like that?
Yeah, but it's whether she's any good though, isn't it?
Yeah,
you got people
I
like
think she's had some practice.
you got like Eve Marie. She can do basic, but she's still shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the women on SmackDown. I mean, Charlotte Flair's the best woman wrestler and the best on the mic and just the best in general.
Yeah.
I know Jay will like me saying that. He likes Charlotte, doesn't he? Becky Lynch is pretty decent at wrestling, but don't ever let her speak. The best I've ever seen her wrestle was when she was El Mascarita, whatever her fucking name was. Some right good wrestling in that, and then she took her mask off, and then no.
I don't like the way she talks at all.
It's not even the fact that she's Irish, because I don't mind that. The Irish accent is quite sexy, but she just comes out with some stupid things.
Yeah.
I think she tries to be Alexa Bliss too much.
Think
some of the stuff she comes out with, but they cheer her, whereas they boo Alexa Bliss, which is fine anyway.
Bliss is a lot better.
She is a lot better. She's a great character. She's probably the best thing on Raw, women-wise, anyway.
Yeah. But you're saying Naomi?
I want Lana to win, but I think Naomi will win. As long as they don't bury Lana already on her first match and actually make her look pretty decent, I'm alright with that.
Yeah, that's probably important.
Not expecting it to last too long.
We go for next. SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus the New Day. And it says, anyway on Wikipedia, that it's Big E and Kofi.
Right, okay, yeah, because they've got that rule, haven't they, where they can do whatever.
Yeah.
I quite like the Usos at the moment. I thought the skit they did last week with the New Day, which I'm surprised you didn't actually mention too much in your podcast last week, when one of the Usos said, "What's the E stand for, your bra size?" Which is possibly the funniest thing the Usos have and will ever say. And then they did the whole look up, up, down, down, what are those, on about his little curly shoes, that thing. I quite like the Usos at the moment, and the SmackDown tag division is miles better than the Raw one at the moment. I want the Usos to win, which shocks me a bit because I do like the New Day, but I kind of want the New Day to split up a bit.
I think that's probably overdue.
I'm not saying they're not good, because they are good. I like Big E, he's an absolute pisser. Woods is obviously the genius behind it all, and Kofi's just the guy that flies around a bit. But I think they're due for split up now. They do bore me a bit. They're a bit stale at the moment. You know, the ice pops have seemed to have gone.
Yeah.
Don't see them anymore. I don't see no unicorn horns no more.
No.
They've just gone on to SmackDown and not really done that much, especially when they're taking on the colons. And I actually prefer the colons right now. Their finish is awesome. I'm not calling them the colognes. Colognes make them sound like aftershave, so I'll call them colons, which makes them sound like arseholes. But I think I would like the Usos to win, and I think Usos will win, and I think the New Day will win at SummerSlam. But I definitely want them to split up at some point.
The fact that they've only had 2 championships, I mean, they have had the longest one, which is probably, some might say, is more relevant.
Yeah.
Because I think the way that CM Punk didn't win that many and didn't main event Mania and things like that.
That's a good thing though.
But he had the longest run.
That's a good thing though. I don't do Punk.
Have you like gone off Punk since he left, or were you never interested?
I liked him when he first came in, and then since he's left and some of the things that he's done and said, I just think he's a bit of a beanbag, to be honest.
Yeah.
People would kill for opportunities like that. If Vince McMahon said to me, "Right, Ben, you can be a wrestler, but you've got to suck me dick once a week and get £1 million a week," I'd suck that dude's dick. That guy had everything, and he left because he's a bit of a pipe, to be honest.
Yeah.
I also think he's very, very arrogant, and I follow MMA and UFC as well. And as soon as I heard he was going to have an MMA fight, the first thing I thought was, I hope he gets fucking battered. And he did, and it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I could have lasted longer in there. And I don't last longer at anything. I just don't, to be honest, I don't like the guy. And I've heard apparently that he signed a £1 million contract for a showing of 5-star wrestling. For a guy that says it's not about the money, £1 million a showing, kind of is about the money, mate.
Yeah.
I liked him when he was in WWE because he was different, but we've got a lot of people who are different now.
And it's sad because I think he could fit
yeah.
in the mix.
And I watched him in Coventry Sky Dome about 2003. He faced Samoa Joe. It was a wrestling channel pay-per-view, and it was like 4 hours long. I got to see CM Punk versus Samoa Joe, which was amazing. When CM Punk was dead skinny then as well.
Yeah.
And he did the Pepsi plunge, and like the ring was probably about this big, it was tiny. I liked him then, and then I liked him when he come up, and he was different, but not got the right attitude to be a wrestler. You kind of have to be a yes, miss, no miss kind of person to be in wrestling, unless you're Brock Lesnar, because you can kick fuck out of anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I yesterday listened to Brian Kendrick on the Stone Cold podcast, and he's become a very humble guy. He literally said, "I'd just do anything, whatever you want. If you put me on TV and you give me matches, you let me do my thing, I'll just do anything."
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because actually guys like Stone Cold probably got to where they got to because they pushed against but I don't think you can quite do that anymore. It's a bit different.
I think the only people that can do that are the ones that have been there for a long time. I think Vince gets ideas off people like Cena, maybe.
Yeah.
Jericho. People like, even though he doesn't wrestle, people like Paul Heyman as well.
Yeah.
The guys that have been there, done it. I mean, Kane as well. I don't know where he is, but I'm sure he's got inputs and stuff. But he's not Vince.
Politicking
is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah. Weirdo. But he's not going to go to someone like, right, TJP, I want you to tell me your next storyline, because he's not going to do it, is he? At the end of the day, no one likes the boss who they work for. Some people do, some people don't. If I would do anything to work for Vince,
I think I'm the same.
I would be the character Puke, like Jaws was when he first came in. I would do that. I can't make myself sick, I'd try. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. If Vince says you're going to lose to Reigns, like everybody usually does, then you lose to Reigns. And that's why you can't really, I mean, as much as I dislike the guy, you can't blame Reigns.
No, definitely.
But I also think, I mean, I obviously love Vincent Kennedy, the guy's a legend, but I think the sooner Triple H takes over more things, the better. Especially when, like I said to you earlier, especially when you look at how well NXT is doing. The shows are good. The takeovers are fucking awesome. Because the thing with NXT is why a lot of real wrestling fans watch it is because it's all about the wrestling. There's not many. I mean, obviously there is some gash matches on, but on the takeovers there's very rarely any matches that I'd give less than a 5 out of 10.
I think the NXT do have the advantage a little bit there because they're only doing like a sort of pay-per-view size thing every 4 months, every 3 months,
something like that.
It's 4 times a year. But because a lot of the just weekly NXT stuff is really just people, everyone's green basically on those shows, so they're not really. I think they do have the advantage of being able to do that, and that can't be overlooked too much.
No. But I just think Triple H has got more of a broader mind and he's a bit more up to date with what wrestling fans like. Like, I literally don't think Vince McMahon probably, I know it's a bit weird, probably doesn't have Facebook. He probably doesn't sit there and follow, people talk like wrestling podcasts talking about Kenny Omega or the Young Bucks or all the guys that are actually unbelievably good outside of WWE that WWE should sign. Triple H would sign them probably in a heartbeat. People like Kevin Owens, prime example. The guy come from, I saw him on CZW, which is where you just twat each other with glass, which is like where Dean Ambrose came from.
Yeah.
And it's that is more than likely Triple H's thing. Yeah. But like I said to you earlier, to make it on the main roster, you've got to be decent on the mic, you've got to be decent physically, and you've got to be a good character and good in the ring. Kevin Owens, perfect for that.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, decent on the mic, good in the ring, good character. And that's where NXT sometimes does fall down, especially when they come up. And that's why bringing people up too early fucks them up.
Yeah.
Do we need a prime example of that?
Well,
We know who that is, don't we? Ty Dillinger.
yeah.
Came up, had a couple of things of aid in English. Haven't seen him since. The guy, the day of being just good at one of those things is now gone. Ty Dillinger, alright in the ring, alright on the mic, very good character. But that's all. As bad as it is to say.
He's one of those that I've said it a few times, he's just a bit generic. And I think if you look at everything that Ty Dillinger is, I just think even someone like AJ Styles, he's in that kind of, he's sort of similar in that way, but AJ Styles is a million times better than that.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's nothing that's really making Ty Dillinger pop out.
The thing they should do with Dillinger then, if you know we're not seeing him and stuff, turn him heel. Give him a try at heel. Just come out and say, I've made it. I made it without all you fans, and then just fucking batter somebody. A big name as well. You know, do a run in it, Money in the Bank.
That's how you actually get over, is getting into a big feud like that and then actually doing the job when you get there.
Yeah.
But the way WWE books people just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
You know who your Vince guys are, and you know who your Triple H guys are.
Yeah.
Well, automatically, as soon as you see someone come up, you think, oh, is that Vince guy? If they're big, mean, don't really talk that much, that's a Vince McMahon guy. If they're in alright shape, fast, good in the ring, pretty decent on the mic, it's a Triple H guy, and we need more of them.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway.
So we need CM Punk back.
No, we don't.
Anyway, getting back to went on a massive sidestep there. We were talking about the Usos and New Day.
Yeah, okay. I think Usos will win. I don't want Usos to win.
Yeah. But probably New Day. Do you think they will win it again before they break up?
I think they'll win at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Depending, like, if they break up before then.
Yeah. Who else? I mean, we've got the Fashion Police.
Who an absolute pisser.
Yeah.
An absolute pisser. I actually literally piss myself every time.
The fact that they don't even have a match at this pay-per-view really confuses me. They're hot shit right now.
Pre-show with the colons.
It seems a shame though.
I know it does.
I understand. I don't give a shit about them in the ring, and
Fashion Police.
the Fashion Police. I mean, the way they put on a show. Was it the last pay-per-view? Was it actually on SmackDown? Anyway, when Breeze dressed up as an old woman.
No, that was a pay-per-view, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what pay-per-view it was though.
What the fuck was the last pay-per-view? Brain's not working. Oh, Extreme Rules. Was it?
No, that Extreme Rules was.
That was Raw.
Well, whatever.
Whatever the previous one was.
Too many.
So, I was thinking there's no way I'm ever going to be interested in their matches, but then they did that.
They're not, to be fair. They're two very average guys, average in the ring, milking it to the full potential right now. I mean, Fandango, when he was doing his thing on SmackDown saying my pecs look so good right now, that's absolute genius.
Fandango is the better of the two.
Oh yeah, he is.
They do actually have themselves really well defined separately,
they're good.
and it works.
They should enjoy it while it lasts. Would I put belts on them? Probably not. I mean, if they win, I mean, I'd be happy if they won because they could like dress the belts up, couldn't they? You know, pimp the belts a bit.
Yeah.
And Fashion Police with belts would be quite interesting. But I think your two best tag teams on SmackDown are in that match, and I think Usos will win, and I want them to win.
Yeah, I think what's probably going to happen now, like you said, because the SmackDown. In fact, you said the SmackDown tag division was the best.
The two, yeah, because you've got the Colons and you've got American Alpha as well, who, even though there's absolutely nowhere, they're not bad wrestlers. They're just pretty boring with a pretty cool entrance theme.
So do you not think they may be? Let me think. If they were to put the belts on the Fashion Police at some point before SummerSlam and have the New Day beat them, because that is an amazing feud waiting to happen.
That's only. How far away is SummerSlam though from Money in the Bank?
It's like August 20th, I think, a couple of months.
So it's like, you're going to be champions for 2 months. It's a bit shit, isn't it, really? I think if any belts are going to change, they'll change at SummerSlam.
So nothing.
No belts wise, maybe no belts wise, I don't think it'll change on Money in the Bank. maybe Great Balls of Fire, depending on what matches are on, but I can't believe I'm going to be watching Great Balls of Fire. But hey ho.
Where have they got that fucking name from?
I don't know, I'm sure we'll get to that at some point.
So we say Usos.
Usos, yeah.
Then, let's go for the women's, the first ever.
Charlotte's in everything, man. All new stuff.
She better not be fucking winning this match. Women's Money in the Bank. We've got Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Natalia, Tamina, and Carmella with James Ellsworth.
Oh god, duh. Okay, yeah, it'd be interesting. Charlotte's obviously going to fly off the top and do something a bit mental, isn't she?
Do you reckon off the ladder, moonsault to the floor?
No, into the ring. They won't go that mental. So maybe a moonsault off the ladder into the ring, maybe. I don't know. But this one's a tough one, really, because I want Charlotte to win, because she's the one who will get, a better match out of Naomi than any of the others. I also think Natalia will probably get a good match out of Naomi as well, because the match between Natalia and Charlotte on SmackDown was the best match of SmackDown last night. It was really good. But at the same time, Charlotte's been there. She's had it before. You know, do you let someone else have it? Maybe let Carmella win. I don't want... The last person I want to see to win is Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I'm probably with you on that.
And Tamina, she's alright. She can just batter people a bit.
She's just the big one in that match thing,
pretty much. I mean, if I was going to put my money on anybody winning, I would put it on Carmella winning. But if I had to, for myself, I would rather Charlotte and Natalia to win just out of entertainment value. Because I don't mind Carmella, but I can't see her and Naomi having a better match than Naomi and Charlotte or Naomi and Natalia, if Naomi wins.
Yeah. Well, can you see Charlotte... I think we said this last week, it doesn't fit to us. Charlotte being the queen, all regal with the robe and everything, carrying a briefcase.
It's a bit odd.
It looks dumb, don't you think?
It is a bit odd.
Unless she brings Rick back and gets him to carry it.
A little bum boy.
That's why Carmella fits here, because she's got Ellsworth to carry it.
She could have Durr to do it, couldn't she?
Plus, I think actually the colouring of the briefcase itself suits Carmella's look more than anything else.
If it was pink, you'd say Natalia.
Or if it just had some kind of...
Or if it was orange, you'd go, Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. But then, in the men's Money in the Bank, what colour is it? Blue?
Well, that's just SmackDown blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
but I think it'll be a decent match. They're all pretty decent at what they do. Carmella's quite good at selling moves. And then she's got a moveset that's that big. Tamina's just a beast. I'm sure she'll throw people around a bit, and then she'll probably get hit by a ladder and be out for the rest of it. Hopefully she does a Superfly
off the ladder.
Would be cool. But yeah, if I had to put my money on anyone, I would put my money on Carmella. I'd be alright with that. I don't mind Carmella. I think she's okay. Tamina, I wouldn't be very interested in. Becky Lynch, I definitely wouldn't be interested in.
Natalia needs redesign. You probably heard her say.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind the dominatrix outfit. It's quite arousing. But I would like. I agree with that. She does need repackaging. It doesn't flatter her. It makes her look quite chubby. I don't think she is.
She's not. Like, you look at some of her Instagram pictures.
She's got massive baps. I give her that.
But she just looks like super athletic. If you look at Instagram pictures, and when she did that thing with Bret Hart a while back, she came down to the ring with just jeans and a t-shirt on. She looked actually threatening. And she didn't only look cool, she looked threatening. And I thought, because you're actually one of the best female wrestlers around.
They need to decide what they want to make her though. Do they want to make her someone that's going to kick the shit out? Because there's two different types of women wrestlers. There's either the diva, where they're just fit and they're not that good at wrestling, but they can get over because they're fit. Or the really, really badass. There's not many that's in the middle, really. Charlotte's kind of in the middle, but now that I've seen her naked pictures, she's definitely not a diva. But I'm with you on that. They should repackage it. I would give her a badass. I mean, she is fit, but I would give her a badass look.
Even, like, for me, it would just be you could do it quite subtly. If she wants to go the real like proper wrestling wrestlers kind of route because she's a heart and all that, then just put her in something that isn't so dominatrix. Still be tight.
As tight as possible for me.
But do something with the hair as well.
Yeah.
Because at the moment she's got lots of hair and she just grabs the top of it and puts it in a little tie there.
Yeah.
And it's lazy and it looks like shit.
I think we're actually the Manchester version of the fashion police right now.
Yeah.
Apart we don't have the pets.
This is something that I bring to all these podcasts. So
Yeah,
if it's going to be just me, this is the way we're going to go.
No,
we're just going to analyse the shit out of everyone's clothes.
I'm right with that.
Like when Becky Lynch did that thing where she had like the big mohawk thing, I actually thought that was really cool.
Different.
Probably too much effort to do all the time.
Female version of Sheamus.
Well, how a lot of people said that. I didn't think it was. I didn't think that at all.
It's different, isn't it?
But yeah, if they repackage Natalia and make her look a bit cool, I would 100% be into her.
See, it's like Charlotte. Charlotte's fine. You know, you don't need to repackage her.
No.
Tamina, again, I agree with you guys when she said she looks like a mini version of Nia Jax. Which she does. She's pretty boring, isn't she?
Yeah.
But Carmella, I like her look. You know, she's a bit of a diva, she's a bit of a bitch, isn't she?
Yeah.
But for the match wise, I think it'll be good. I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm not going to forward it like I do with some matches. And I am probably going to watch it live and do my best to stay awake, unlike I do with most pay-per-views.
Yeah, I'll be tempted.
I might even go to the pub just to watch it, just to make sure I stay awake. I can't fall asleep with a bunch of dudes in there, especially in Stoke.
So, big question now, just so we can talk about this in the right order. Which match do you think is going out last?
What's the other match? Because we've had three, haven't we?
The two left, as far as what's booked so far, are Men's Money in the Bank and the World Championship.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're going logically, you'd go the Championship last because you could say whoever wins Money in the Bank might cash in. But you know for a fact if the Championship match goes on before the Men's Money in the Bank, Money in the Bank, they're not cashing that night.
No.
And it's a shame because I think the best match of the night is going to be the Men's Money in the Bank. That should really be on last.
It really.
It should,
yeah.
but then you know for a fact that the person's not going to cash in, are they? So the Championship match will more than likely, logically, go on last.
Okay, we'll talk about the Money in the Bank match first then. So you've got Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. What a fucking lineup for one match.
That's going to be a good match.
Holy shit. The fact that this is a ladder match as well, which suits almost all of them.
Kevin Owens, people don't realise how many ladder matches that dude's had.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched him when he was in Ring of Honor with Sami Zayn, the ladder matches that those guys had makes Jeff and Matt Hardy look like Bambi. You know, what's it called now? It's like a package pile driver through two ladders on top of two ladders, breaking in half. Just absolutely insane. The only person I don't think that's probably ever had a ladder match is probably Baron Corbin. And he could probably reach the briefcase from about two steps down. It's got the potential to be absolutely unbelievable, and that's the worrying thing. Because if it's not, that's gonna suck. But I actually think it's going to be really good.
I always think, like, from previous Money in the Bank matches, you look at someone like Dolph Ziggler, and he's the one in there that you think, oh, okay, he's the one that it suits his style, so he's the one that's going to bring it. And then the match won't quite be as good as it could be, but it more falls on the other people.
I don't think he's got a chance of winning.
No, but I think the point is now that, yeah, he suits being in there, but you've got guys in there who, I think the three, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles and Nakamura, who are just so dependable that anything they do in that match...
And Zayn's pretty decent as well. In ladder matches especially.
Probably, but I just mean, because the other three have been like world champions all over the place and been at that extra level, I think whatever they bring to this match means that anything bad happens, their shit is going to be the stuff you remember, so you're going to think this is a great match.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. Like you can't see Dolph Ziggler doing anything that you're gonna go after and go, fucking hell, I can't believe Ziggler did 450 off the thing or something.
No.
I know what you, I know what you mean.
But it'll sell.
It's got potential to be amazing, and for the first time in a long time, I literally can't think who I think they're gonna think is gonna win. I know I want to win, but it's like normally in a match you could be like, yeah, I think that person's gonna win. This one, I would be happy with any 5 of the 6. I would be happy with.
Ziggler the only one you're leaving out.
He's the only one I wouldn't particularly be too fussed if he won. The other 5, if Zayn won, I'd be happy. If Corbin won, if any of the other 5 won, I'd be quite happy. And I think all 5 of them could have a pretty decent feud with Mahal, apart from Corbin because he's a heel and Mahal's a heel, and so that doesn't work sometimes.
Yeah. And
But at the same time,
character, I think.
the person I want to win is a heel, so I can't really say anything about that. So.
Yeah. So with what happened on SmackDown as well, I had an issue with this because you mentioned this before we started recording that Nakamura probably won't win because of what he did on SmackDown.
Very rarely happens, does it?
But I was that aside, I have a separate issue with what happened on SmackDown there. That it's one thing to climb up the ladder, or even be the last man standing in the ring and point at it. I think he shouldn't have detached it.
Taken it down.
He shouldn't have taken it down because that's it almost seems like sacrilege. You wait until Money in the Bank.
Or just touch it.
That. Yeah, just touch it, hold it. Just show that you could get it down, but don't.
Or he should have fiddled around with it. He couldn't undo it because he couldn't understand it. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
oh shit! I can't
so
do it.
many people do that. Remember when Cena won it a few years back?
He didn't. He couldn't undo it.
No, when it broke off.
Nice.
And I don't think that was meant to be the finish at that time.
Super Cena.
The look on his face.
Hard as fuck, mate. Super Cena. Yeah, my second discount, I discount Nakamura just because I know he's got a massive buzz around him. A lot of people like him. I don't think he's been there long enough to just get it straight away. And he can't even say Mr. Money in the Bank. Because the main thing about interviews is, yes, I'm Mr. Money in the Bank. He can't even say it.
No.
I personally, and it's just because I'm a big KO fan, I want Owens to win. Just because he's got the US belt and he's unbearable now. The face, every time his music comes on and his face comes on the thing, I absolutely love it because I love KO. I think he's dead funny. But he always says I'm the face of, the new face of America, even though he's Canadian or whatever. But imagine if he won Money in the Bank, he would be the new face of America, Mr. Money in the Bank, and then if he wins, the new face of SmackDown or even wrestling. How unbearable and how much of a heel would everyone fucking hate him? And there's nobody really on SmackDown that people do that with. A lot of people boo Jinder Mahal, but a lot of people agree with why he's champion.
This is the challenge that I think WWE has, and why people like Cena can go years and years being hated and still getting over, and Reigns doing the same now. The reason I think that's possible to happen is because I think Kevin Owens being fucking obnoxious, people would love it.
Especially the proper wrestling fans.
Yeah, and they are a vocal enough group.
And like I've said to you for a couple of weeks, how I would do it if he did win Money in the Bank is Jinder Mahal would be in India.
You're actually starting a war.
Showing his belt off. He defeats whoever he defeats. Kevin Owens comes out, cashes in, defeats Jinder Mahal in India in front of all the people, and he just fucking brags. That would be, the whole of India, that's a lot of people, would fucking hate him. And that is what we need. But then he'd come back to SmackDown and everyone would love him. Which is a bit of a strange thing. I think whoever beats Jinder Mahal is going to be a face instantly, no matter who it is. Unless they can make KO come out and just be an absolute bastard.
But that's kind of the point, you're saying you can't, it doesn't always work to go heel versus heel.
He would have to do a good job. Actually, you know what? He'd still get booed anyway. I think if he cashed in, obviously get booed in India, but I still think he'd get booed on SmackDown anyway. Especially if he came out with both the belts and he come out and he's like a smug grin on his face. I'm the king of America, I'm the face of America, now I'm the face of wrestling. Oh, everyone would hate him, he'd be amazing. I wouldn't, I'd love him. But I don't think that's going to happen, and I don't think he's going to win either, unfortunately.
Go on, who's your pick for Money in the Bank?
I think Sami Zayn will win.
Okay.
Because he's been the underdog for ages, and was the last time he had a belt? Was it Intercontinental belt when he was on Raw? Did he? Has he ever won that?
Don't know, you know.
I think
Can't remember.
he might have done. I don't know. But anyway, he's not really done anything too significant, and I think him versus Jinder, he will become even more of a face, and Jinder will be even more of a heel, especially with his two little lackeys piping up. But I think if I had to put money on, and I don't do gambling, I would put money on Sami Zayn to win, and I'd be alright with that. I think him and Jinder could have a decent rivalry as well, because everyone hates Jinder Mahal anyway, apart from me.
That would be fucking strange though. Like you've got Kevin Owens and AJ Styles and Nakamura.
But the thing
Randy Orton.
As weird as it sounds, it's like, for me the US belt is the main belt really on SmackDown.
It is now.
Because whoever wins Money in the Bank obviously is going to go for that. But you could have Baron Corbin could challenge for the US belt against Owens, that would be ace. AJ could challenge for the belt, that would be ace. Nakamura could, that would be ace. The US belt is the best belt on SmackDown, and it's the one that's probably more people could have a good feud with. I personally would like all of them to go on a feud against Jinder Mahal and leave Kevin Owens alone and let him have that belt all to himself. But I think if Owens won, it'd be ace, just because I would just imagine the boos. And I've not heard boos of hatred proper. Like I think the whole arena would boo him.
Yeah.
Which would be mint, apart from me. And probably about 5 or 6 people in the crowd. But I think, money wise, if I was going to put money on, I would put money on Sami Zayn.
And by the sounds of it, you're saying that Jinder Mahal's going to beat Randy Orton?
I would say so. I think it'd be pretty pointless in Mahal losing it before they go to India.
How funny would that be though?
That'd suck ass.
What if he loses to Randy Orton Money in the Bank and then cashes in his rematch clause
in India
and wins again?
It's taking the piss out of the belt.
It would be utter shit. But technically they've just gone, well, it's money, isn't it? So
depends how they want to do it in India though. Do they want the India, like, if they do want him to go over as champion, like, yay, we've got an Indian man as champion, and then lose and everyone be like, oh, you bastard? Or do they want him to go over there, absolutely hate Orton because he's a champion, and then Jinder Mahal win and go, yay? I don't think they shouldn't take the belt off him so soon. He's only defended it once. If that.
He hasn't defended it.
Well, there you go then. You can't lose. Not now. No, it doesn't make any sense.
He also, as much as it might be a cool fantasy, is not going to lose it in India. Not just because it's India, but also just because the idea of changing a world championship whilst on tour and not with however many millions of people watching.
They did it with the NXT belt.
Yeah, but again, it's NXT. It's not the top belt.
Yeah, but it was cool when it happened.
Yeah.
And it would be cool if it happened in WWE. Jinder Mahal lost. He comes out. He's got no belt. Everyone's like, "Where the fuck's his belt?" Oh, he's lost it. Oh right, that's cool. I'm gonna check up on that. It just depends if he's gonna lose it. I think he'll lose it at SummerSlam. If he's gonna lose it, big pay-per-view. Best way of losing it, isn't it? More people watch.
So how do you think this match is going to go?
Mahal's going to win. I don't know how. Somehow he's going to win. I want him to win. It's probably not going to be a very good match. I mean, when you've got Mojo Rawley praising Jinder Mahal, it doesn't make me think Jinder Mahal is that good.
Mojo is a fan of ours. So
sorry,
you can't speak bad of Mojo.
I prefer Zack. Zack's going to turn on him as well. Or Mojo's going to turn on him.
It feels like something.
One of them is going to batter one or the other.
I reckon the only reason why he's come back is to be involved in that.
And I don't know who's going to turn on who though. I think it would be good if Mojo turned on him and said, look how far I've come whilst you've been out. That would be good.
Yeah.
Because Mojo, is he? I mean, he is a face, but do people cheer him that much?
I think so, but it's only like it's bottom of the card
Yeah,
cheers.
it's not that interesting.
It's almost comedy value stuff.
So if they turn him heel, at least he gets a bit more. You know, he can even jump in the United States feuds. I'd be alright with that. Mojo comes out, I just think he's too energetic, man. He's not even that good in the ring. Whereas Zack Ryder, I actually like Zack Ryder.
Did you see the Talking to Matt stuff that Mojo did last
I
week?
don't watch that, unfortunately. I should, because I know you guys go on about it all the
It's
time.
alright sometimes, you know.
I don't watch it because I don't know if they're supposed to, are they supposed to be normal or are they supposed to be wrestlers?
It's a little bit.
And that's why I don't like it. I'd rather, it's like, that's why I like Stone Cold podcasts, because the people on there, like, the best one I've seen is the Brock Lesnar one. Anyone that doesn't like Brock Lesnar, don't watch the Stone Cold podcast. Because you won't like him even more. The guy is amazing. He just says, you know, I don't like people. I don't like being around people. He says, I basically come into the arena, do my thing, and I go home. I don't really speak to anybody. What a bastard.
Oh, man.
But I love the guy. So I can't really say anything, but it is what it is. So in your question, I'm going to go for Jinder Mahal. I think it makes sense, and I don't think any belts will change. Because you don't need it with Money in the Bank anyway, do you?
No, probably not.
If there's like 9 or 10 matches on, then yeah, maybe.
I'm surprised there's only 5. There's probably, I feel like something else. The same with I think even Extreme Rules, it seemed like a short card, but then there were bits added.
Yeah, they'll probably, like I say, I'd say the Colons versus Fandango and Breeze will probably jump on there. Those guys deserve to be on pay-per-views anyway, because they're on every week, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they need to make an appearance.
Everybody else, other people-wise, I think that's the whole of the SmackDown roster on one pay-per-view, isn't it, pretty much? The only Ty Dillinger I can think who's missing out, mainly. And he was on SmackDown that's not at the card, apart from the Colons and Breeze and Fandango.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
That's what I mean, they need more, so put that on a pre-show. And if that was on a pre-show, I'd go for Tyler Breeze and Fandango, and then whoever wins, they can challenge them. Because the Colons aren't going to challenge for the belts, are they?
The only way
Even though they've actually got a really good finisher.
If the only way they become relevant, and I would be so fucking into this, is if Collier comes back.
Yeah, but he's pretty chunky now.
So?
I saw him on. Is he? That was Puerto Rican.
I have no fucking idea.
Puerto Rican.
Samoan. That's just my
thing.
excuse for fact that.
Well, I'm Samoan then. It's fine. I'll take that. Give me everything that I want. So yeah, that's the card. I'm hoping. I'm quite positive. Money in the Banks are usually pretty decent.
Yeah.
And if anyone's going to cash in, are they going to cash in at Mania? Are they going to cash in at SummerSlam? Royal Rumble? That's the thing, isn't it?
I would like to see a different type of cash in this time. So even if it's an arrogant heel or just a face doing the right thing, coming out and saying, I'm going to use my Money in the Bank
now
to make, not even right now, but I'm going to say I'm going to make the match.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, here's the briefcase, at WrestleMania, I'm the main event.
I think someone like Sami Zayn probably would do that. Can't see Sami Zayn, like, say Jinder Mahal wins as a match with Orton again at SummerSlam and it's a proper heavy match. I can't see Zayn running out after the match is finished.
No.
And chucking it and saying, yeah, I'm going to win it now and win by cheating. I can't see that.
It almost makes him look a bit weak, doesn't it?
It does. Sometimes. I mean, if it's a massive surprise, like when Seth Rollins did it.
That was so good.
That was awesome.
Mid-match made it cool as well.
Yeah, it was like they were both fucked, weren't they? Because they were both knackered, but I just nearly destroyed your mic. So yeah, I don't know, it should be good. I mean, the Great Balls of Fire one is going to be... How come every time I say that you laugh?
Because it's fucking dumb.
Very childish. They could have called it blue suede shoes and it still would have been shit. I'm sure they could have come up with something better than that. I mean, is it in a place that's known for Motown or something?
I don't know.
They just say, right, we need a new idea for a pay-per-view. Great Balls of Fire. That's crap. And it's funny. And every time someone says it, Michael Cole says it, it's funny. Corey Graves says it, it's funny. Anybody who's... Samoa Joe said it and I laughed the other day on Raw.
That's the problem as well. It's one thing to just have a funny title, but to then have a heel come out and go, oh, so this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire, and try to not giggle because it's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, they've had some ace names for pay-per-views, but that is pretty gash.
What would be your favourite of the less common ones?
December to Dismember.
Good call.
ECW, I think. I think it was ECW. December to Dismember was good. I also just like how unbelievably cheesy this was. Starcade.
Yeah.
WCW at its finest. Starcade. Or Bash at the Beach. I mean, even that to me with my mind, is still pretty bad. It's kind of worse than Great Balls of Fire. Bash at the Beach.
I like the fact as well that WrestleMania is just a thing that you say now. Whereas if you think of that name, it's so of...
It's
like,
cheesy.
Yeah, it's very, very cheesy.
It's
like,
very cheesy.
It might have been kind of cool back then, like when for Mania 1 and 2.
Can't change it though, can you?
Oh, you obviously can't. But that's the thing. It's just become a thing now.
Well, you've only got the 3 now, or is it 4 big events? You've got Mania,
Kind
which
of
is ace.
four big ones.
You've got SummerSlam, which is a pretty cool name. Royal Rumble, which is pretty cool.
Technically, Survivor Series is one of the other big
That's gone
four,
downhill,
but
though.
they never give enough. They never like allow enough consequences
No,
to
no.
the main events.
It's like my old time. I used to love King of the Ring. I used to love that. That
Yeah.
would be such a good idea now with all like the mid card dudes battling it out. That would be ace.
Yeah.
But they don't do that no more.
Or even when they do King of the Ring, they don't do it right.
No.
It's so shit.
I mean, the best pay-per-views are always Takeover. Always.
Yeah.
Definitely. Or even the UK Championship is better.
Yeah. What do you think the future of that is?
Depends, because they've got the perfect guy for the UK Championship. Pete Dunne is unbelievable. I like Tyler Bate. I love his tash. But Pete Dunne is perfect for WWE, and I would bypass NXT with him and I'd jump him straight up. But like I said to you earlier, what do you do with him? I can't see him. I would like to see him against people like Brock Lesnar. That'd be interesting, because he looks pretty big, but he's not that big compared to people like. I mean, if Brock Lesnar, shrinks Samoa Joe and makes Samoa Joe look small,
That's the
Samoa Joe
ridiculous
is
thing.
fucking massive.
I googled Lesnar's measurements a while back, and it's just
All-
fucking
all
stupid.
measurements. I think the drugs might shrink a couple of things.
Oh,
Yeah, but he's a beast.
it's ridiculous though,
Yeah,
right?
it's stupid. I remember when he came back. After he'd been in UFC for ages. Was it Cena that he came
Yeah,
out in?
Cena wearing the big green t-shirt
Now-
after Mania.
My mum don't really follow wrestling, but she does know a bit about it, so I go on about it. And I put a picture of Brock up, and my mum said, "Wow, that's one big man." And that's my mum. My mum thinks Brock is massive. Brock is massive. And the outcome of that 5-way was not only incredibly shocking, but I did say to you, of all the people I want to win, I wanted Samoa Joe to win.
Yeah.
And all Bray Wyatt, because I think those guys could get a really decent match out of Brock. But I mean, I know Brock's fucking huge, but I didn't realise he was that big. I mean, how tall is he?
I think he's not actually as tall as my thing. I think he's
Well,
like 6'3".
Well, he made Joe look tiny. Joe must be about 6 foot then.
Yeah.
About the same size as me then, because I'm 6 foot. And he made Joe.
Joe's wide, so he
He's
looks
fat.
big.
He's fat.
Yeah, he's strong as fuck as well. I think that's the
Yeah,
point.
he's big. He's fat. We'll just call him fat, man.
It's fat then.
But he's fat but very agile. It's like
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, prime example.
Yeah.
Their body shape is probably the same. It's just Owens cleverly wears tops. But Joe
Wears a skirt instead.
wears his dominatrix skirt. But that match, if we're going to talk about that match,
I can't wait.
I think it's going to be really good. I mean, I know these two aren't too big a fan on Brock. I know Jay's a big Goldberg fan,
Yeah.
which is embarrassing. Sorry, Jay. But the difference is with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar can have a good match, and has had some good matches since he's come back. And I know people say, "Oh, suplex boring. He does another suplex boring." German suplexes are my favourite move.
I love a suplex.
Done properly, a German suplex is fucking ace. Give me a German suplex over a drive-by kick onto the outside any day. But I think it's good. I mean, I hope it's not a squash. I hope Joe doesn't get battered in like 2 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. I hope it's an all-out fucking nasty brawl.
I want 15 minutes at least.
There'll be a lot of people that I think after the match they'll think it was shit and probably boring. But for people who actually watch it for the wrestling and the in-depth stuff that's going on, there's going to be lots of Germans. There's going to be lots of throws. There's going to be lots of kicks and, I mean, if it's anything like that brawl they had on Raw, there's going to be lots of fucked up spears into the corner. It's going to be a good match. I would have preferred Bray Wyatt to win, but I'm with you because you said you think all 5 of them are going to face him until Mania. Something
Maybe,
like that. I think that will happen. I think Reigns is going to be possibly the last person he faces, or he might even face him and face him again. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if it was me, I would put all 5 of them up against him until Mania, and then he'll lose. Unfortunately, he will probably lose to Roman Reigns, which will blow chunks. Myself, I would rather him lose to someone like Bray or Strowman, even. But the thing with Strowman is, he's crap on the mic. Or even get Heyman to turn against him. But the thing with Heyman is, if Heyman turns against Brock can't do it on his own. He needs Heyman, but doesn't his contract run out after Mania anyway?
Don't know. I've seen enough from Lesnar to think that
I have as well.
he could at least do his part-time schedule by himself.
Yeah, I mean,
Heyman does a better job of it,
yeah,
but
he does.
But Lesnar could pull it off, I think.
It just depends, like you said, if they would let him talk his stuff, or they'll just have to diet it down a bit, because like I said earlier, when he was in a UFC fight, I can't remember who he was fighting, I think it was Shane Carwin, he said, I looked into his eyes and I could see the piss running down his leg. Like, you can't exactly say that about Samoa Joe, or
not on PGTV.
Exactly. Or on CBeebies, which wrestling might as well be. But that's going to be, I'm looking forward to that match. I think a lot of proper wrestling fans who like it for the wrestling are looking forward to that. I want to see him against Bray. I mean, you've got nicknames for all of them. The Beast versus the Destroyer, that's fair enough. The Beast versus the Eater of Worlds, and imagine those promos between Bray Wyatt and Heyman. You could have Heyman literally shit himself in the ring. You could kidnap him. Wyatt could kidnap Heyman. That would be awesome. You've got the Beast versus the Demon in Balor. That's going to happen at some point. The Beast versus the Architect. That's happened, but it was a good match last time. And the Beast versus the Big Dog. Which is fucking wank in all situations.
I really want, and I've been desperate for this for so long, that the way that they gave the tag belts to the Wyatts for a little bit, and I saw that as they were testing the water to see what people thought of the Wyatts holding belts, and they thought, okay, good, take the belts off them, we'll do something with them later.
Testing it to make them bigger.
Yeah. And then
it sucked at first, but then you realise why after.
It will suck in the moment, and that's the problem. And I almost think that's what they were doing. It wasn't that Bray just failed as champion when he won the Elimination Chamber. It was more that they just wanted to see, but they take so fucking long with all these things. Bray Wyatt cuts an amazing promo, but people have, I mean, Adam's probably one of the main ones here, that he's completely lost touch with it, because he says all this stuff really well, but never backs it up, because he never wins.
They don't let him, do they?
It's bullshit.
Yeah. I said many years ago that the person who should take over from The Undertaker at WrestleMania should be Bray Wyatt.
Makes sense.
He's perfect for it, but he lost. I remember. Maybe didn't he against Undertaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, crap. So for me, as I said to you earlier, the next person that beats Brock is going to be, or they want to be the next big thing. We all know it's going to be more than likely, but why give it him? Let it be Bray. Let it be Balor if you have to. I don't mind Balor, he's okay.
I think Balor's too small to believably beat Brock Lesnar.
No, I do as well. Unless he beats him by, I don't know, doing something a bit mental like a roll up into a moonsault pin or something stupid
I guess, but even that I don't buy. Just they do have a little bit of a problem with Lesnar as far as he's a former UFC champion.
The only way he could win is if he was in a triple threat then.
Well, I was thinking triple threat fatal 4-way at WrestleMania is the only way I actually kind of get anything out of Reigns. Well, Reigns, Lesnar,
Strowman. He's a net mate. They love Strowman. He's going to be main event maybe at some point in the next couple of years. I think he will be. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that or not. I don't know. But the idea of beating Reigns all the time, that says a lot, really.
He's an agile bastard. I do like that about him.
Yeah, I quite like him.
They've got to fix his character a bit.
I didn't like him at first. Thought he was a bit boring, but
yeah.
But I mean, you can imagine if it was Lesnar versus Strowman versus Reigns versus Balor, and Balor won. That's just mad.
No, they might do something like that earlier on, but I can't imagine. I would fully expect the Universal Championship match at Mania to be a one-on-one.
Definitely.
And I would prefer it that way as well, I think.
But you know who it's more likely going to be, and I don't think that's going to be a good match. And I don't think whoever wins, which is probably going to be Reigns anyway, I'll be happy with that.
Is that 3 in a row or 4 in a row?
That
he's been arm raised at the end of WrestleMania with the fireworks going off.
Fuck knows, 3 or 4 at least, because he faced Triple H, didn't he?
Yeah, motherfucker.
And then retired the Undertaker.
Yeah, so it's 3.
And then,
but he was in the main event.
Yeah, because didn't he?
With Rollins.
Yeah, so that's 4 then, isn't it?
So it's 4 main events, but it's 3 in a row that he's won.
If he wins.
If he wins,
probably
then,
will.
Yeah. Well, I keep thinking about it, and I think because that's the obvious thing, how much cooler would it be if they built Bray up from now, and it ended up, whether it was Bray wins the Rumble or Bray wins like a number 1 contenders elimination chamber just before Mania. Unexpected, suddenly Bray rises to the challenge, and then it's Bray.
He deserves it.
He's so good.
He's not. He's been there ages, and it's like even when he was in Nexus as Husky Harris.
I liked Husky Harris because I looked at that guy and I thought, ironically, he had similarities to Lesnar because I always liked Lesnar's style because he was huge, but he was agile and fast and he had everything. So when Husky Harris comes along and he's throwing himself about and he's really agile, I think I really like this. Most people are like, "Hey, Skip Sheffield," fucking idiots. But no, I was into Husky Harris, and I think a lot of people didn't realise. I saw it straight away when I saw Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's that guy.
People don't realise he's Bo Dallas's brother.
They're basically twins. I fucking love Bo.
But they don't realise, and you probably do actually, you know their dad used to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
IRS.
I didn't know that.
Erwin Shyster apparently is their dad, if you remember him. He used to be Ted DiBiase's little lackey. He used to be the tax man.
I didn't know that.
I'm sure it is.
I'll have to Google it.
I'm sure he is. Erwin Shyster. The guy who used to wear a white top with red braces with black trousers with slick over hair and glasses, who used to be Ted DiBiase's bitch, who was a taxman, is Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt's dad.
Wow.
If I'm wrong, I'm a complete twat, but I have heard that.
I'll Google it.
And
talk about that next week.
Yeah, believe that.
Yeah, they've got a sister as well who's a wrestler, I've heard. And that's another angle that's just dying to be done. She's supposed to be like dead, and then her ashes got destroyed and so on. completely fucked up. But you know, if EastEnders and Coronation Street can do it, then WWE can bring something.
That's
back.
always my argument. People say he's not real.
Definitely.
I get it all the time at work. Why do you watch wrestling? It's fake. It's like, yeah, well, you guys watch EastEnders. That's not real. It's more real life. What, your brother shagging your sister, getting pregnant and becoming down? Bollocks, mate. Bollocks, mate. That's no. Wrestling is more real than fucking EastEnders.
It really upsets me because I can't be bothered. Like when people say, "Oh, wrestling," it just deflates me.
I just say yes or no. It's entertainment.
Yeah. There are fucking dragons in Game of Thrones. But you're a dick for watching that because that's fake.
Mate, come on now. You know I like the Thrones. It's got,
I'm joking.
midgets and tits in it. What more do you need? But yeah. But I mean, if you want to talk more about wrestling, NXT at Download Festival. I didn't go Download Festival because I don't like camping. I like my own comforts. I like lying in a bed and being warm.
I agree.
Not on the floor, freezing me dick off, being wet and soaked and damp and having flu all weekend.
I have not had a desire to camp out since we, with like 8 of our friends, camped out in my garden when we were like 13 years old.
Naked.
Maybe you were.
No, I'm not always naked, not anymore. But what happened at Download was pretty interesting. They had a number 1 contenders match for Pete Dunne's UK Championship. I'm not sure when the match is, whether it's going to be. They've got a UK tournament coming up, haven't they?
I don't know. I think there's another TV, another network show coming up, isn't there?
Maybe it might be on that, or it might be on NXT, or I don't know. They had Mark Andrews, or Mandrews, that's the right name, versus Chen Almas, despite him being Mexican. When my friend messaged me that, I was like, he's not English, he's Mexican.
I said this to you.
I know you did.
It would make sense. The same way they've gone with the US belt, it would make sense.
Not a Download though, just put another English dude on.
Yeah, okay.
But Chen Almas is pretty decent, to be fair.
Yeah.
Anyway, happily, Mark Andrews won because he's English. And also, Mark Andrews is in a band, a pop punk band, not very good. And whilst he did his last song, as he finished, Pete Dunne came on stage in front of thousands of people and battered Mark Andrews. The crowd didn't have a fucking clue what was going on, especially the people that don't follow wrestling.
Yeah.
And then Pete Dunne got off the stage, got onto the crowd, lifted his belt up to a bunch of boos, which was mint. And then Mark Andrews did a running flip onto Pete Dunne, which was pretty cool. That was ace. But none of the belts changed hand at Download, because my friend told me they had the old NXT belts, not the new ones.
Okay.
So AOP came out with the old belts, Bobby Roode came out with the old belts. I don't know, probably because they might be scared to get stolen by the Donington crowd or whatever.
Wow, that's strange.
I know. Well, when he sent me a picture, I was like, that's the old belts. He said, yeah, they haven't got any of the new belts with them. So, but there's some good matches. Who was on it? The AOP were on it. My mate said they're the biggest bastards he's ever seen in real person. Actually said real person, not real life.
Yeah,
real person. He also said Billy Kay and Peyton Royce are incredibly hot in person.
Yeah.
He touched Aaliyah, someone from NXT.
Do you know who she is?
I know who she is, yeah, she's hot. But he touched her, said she's beautiful. Bobby Roode went through a table twice in a match.
I saw those on Instagram.
Drew McIntyre put him through, and Cassius, oh no, put him through. AOP injured Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews tried to sell it and landed on his head, pretty much. He went for a clothesline, he hit him, he tried to do that thing where they do a moonsault but landed on his head, which wasn't very good. No Way Jose was there, Trent Seven was there, Wolfgang was there, Roddy Strong was there, decent Oscar was there, Ember Moon was there.
I reckon Triple H actually created an indie scene for himself at NXT.
Decent.
There's just... I don't get how you take that and put it on the main roster.
Because it's because, I mean, like I said to you earlier, like Pete Dunne, his character is perfect for the main roster because he's just an absolute prick.
Yeah.
In a good way, so
obviously.
But you put him up against people like Samoa Joe, he's just going to look tiny. That's why I think he needs to go into a faction because we're missing a faction at the moment. The only decent tag team I kind of like on Raw, and it hurts me to say, because I used to love Gallows and Anderson, because I followed him in Indy when they were in the Bullet Club and all that. Good old Festus. Is the Revival. Actually an awesome tag team, but they're a bit stale.
Yeah.
So I think they should go into a faction with Pete Dunne, with Samoa Joe maybe, and have Triple H running them, and they could all go.
So good.
They could all go for belts.
Weren't they like, they were really tempted to do something like that? Just
Evolution, was it 2.0 or something?
I wouldn't have. I would have fucking died inside if they'd have used that name.
What V2? Talking of V's, when are they going to turn Matt Hardy?
It is a segue.
When are they going to turn Matt Hardy? Because I tell you what, right, I was quite happy when the Hardy Boys come back at Mania.
Yeah. Big moment.
But I don't want to see the Hardy Boys. I want to see broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero, or that other thing that he was, Jeff Hardy was.
Willow.
No, I don't want to see that. That total non-stop deletion, he was something weed or whatever it was. I don't like the Hardy Boys anymore.
There's not enough to them.
I like Cesaro and I like Sheamus. They're awesome. I think they're very good. I think they've done very well from being too pretty. I mean, everyone knows Cesaro is mint in the ring and he's ace. He's shit on the mic because he can't talk English properly.
Yeah.
Sheamus is all round okay, but you get Broken Hardys in there. But do you keep him as a tag team, or do you push him as singles? Because at the moment they're making Matt. I mean, if you've noticed in matches, they make Matt Hardy look really strong.
They try.
In that match they had on Raw, he was in there with Sheamus and Cesaro and battering them both. And they made him look really good. They did in the cage match as well at Extreme Rules.
But I think for me, what you need to do with that situation is, because the character, the thing that's got them back is Matt
Hardy,
and that's a rare thing. It's something really different. But Jeff Hardy is one of my favourite wrestlers of all time, because
one of my least favourites ever.
Well, the reason I really like him is because I've always felt that his style just looks. I mean, aside from the Whisper in the Wind and things like that, that's a bit odd. He looks real the way he moves.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's decent in the ring. It's just I watched him when he went to TNA and he lost within like 30 seconds to Sting because he was pissed and on drugs.
We were talking about this a couple of weeks ago.
I don't do that. That automatically makes me dislike people. You've got a chance to be the top bollocks in TNA, which is picking up now. It's getting a lot better. To face someone like Sting, even though he's like 97 years old, in TNA is fucking awesome. Don't be pissed.
It's pretty arrogant to show.
Don't be on drugs. Don't do stupid things like that. That's a career-defining match, even if it's on TNA. Why be pissed? Why be on drugs? RVD's the same, but at least it's only pot, and at least he's funny about it. But I didn't like him after that. I was sad when he left, and I was like, I'm actually gonna watch TNA and follow it now. But then when I saw that and I read about it, I just thought, Jeff Hardy made you an absolute dick. He got the world at his feet. It's the same as Punk, perfect example. World at his feet, fucked it up because they're arrogant. Well, no need for it.
Hopefully, Jeff's like turned around a little bit.
He looks like it. He's not. I've not seen him do anything in the ring wrong yet.
No.
Off the top of my head, apart from when he got bro kicks the other night, he kind of like fell around the ropes like he was on 4x8 or something. And the pin took like 30 seconds because he was stuck in a rope.
Yeah.
But break him soon. But then do you keep him as a tag, or do you set him off singles?
This is what I was going to say. That I would much rather see the amazing feuds that I've been wanting as a Jeff Hardy fan, and just because I like his wrestling style, I want to see the feud that he would have with the 5 guys that are in.
I'd also like to see Brock Lesnar throw him around the ring.
Yeah, because like
he would take him as well.
If you look at there's a video on YouTube of all the best F5s. In the early days, Jeff sold an F5 so well. that was when, like, in the early days, Lesnar, like the F5 was kind of more of a stiff move, so the rotation it wasn't, because now it's kind of just a throw and a spin, but before it was like this really smooth, almost like into a DDT
I
kind of thing.
did that on me and I landed on my head. And a lurch, he did that to me. On a grassy bank in high school. I'm going to F5 you. Yeah, alright. Did it, land on my head. Okay.
Yeah, it was more of a DDT when it first started.
Awesome move.
Great move.
One of my favourite finishers, for sure.
Yeah.
And like I say, I want them to break, and I would kind of like either Jeff turn on Matt, but for me it's more likely that Matt's going to turn on Jeff, because Matt's been booked really strong at the moment, and I kind of want him to lose a match and then Matt just go absolutely mental.
Yeah.
And just batter Jeff.
Just snap.
And then the promo, he could even feud with Jeff. He could have, imagine the broken Matt Hardy's promo was against Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason I wouldn't break them up. That I'd maybe have them still being together but not working together. So, because I don't want them to break up, because I can't be bothered having them feud. We've seen it before in WWE, we've seen it at TNA. I want them to just kind of, no explanation, just go their separate ways. Or just a feud, just because Matt goes a little bit loopy and breaks for whatever reason, just takes him somewhere else.
Does he go
to Bray?
Did he go for the big belt, or did he go for? Because we keep forgetting there's an Intercontinental belt over there.
Yeah.
On the right person as well.
I reckon right now you don't. Like Matt Hardy doesn't need a championship.
No, he doesn't. No.
Broken Matt doesn't.
Matt, sorry, yeah.
Because if you've got that storyline, he can just have an entertaining feud, and he can
against anybody.
Yeah, against absolutely anybody, and he can just knock about and. We'll just see what happens and be entertained by it. Jeff, if he's going to be a singles competitor, fucking Jeff as an Intercontinental Champion would be badass.
Yeah, he could have a good match with The Miz.
Him and Miz feuding for until Mania.
Ambrose would be okay as much as I dislike Ambrose.
Saying that, if you're going to talk about chemistry, are you into podcasts at all?
I heard about yours last week, and I've not. No, because when you were talking about it, I was like, I don't even think I could watch that, because
awkward.
I'm not a big fan of Jeff. I'm not a big fan of Ambrose, and I don't want to actually hate them both. And I actually think I would probably hate Jericho for doing that as well.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And the only I've heard two Jericho podcasts. I've heard one with him and Kevin Owens, where Kevin Owens is actually on stage, and he's Universal Champ, I think, and he's about to face AJ the next night. And some guys are giving him shit, and he says, I don't know what you're saying, you look like you're wearing Viscera's clothes. Basically calling him a fat bastard, which is quite funny. And then some guy says something about AJ's the real champ, and he says, well, that's a bit weird because I'm holding the belt. Kevin Owens is the funniest man in the world, ever. But then Kenny Omega does a good one with Jericho as well. Jericho, absolutely. That man will be in WWE at some point, but at the same time, I kind of don't want him to, because I don't want them to ruin him.
Yeah.
Because they teased it at Royal Rumble, and I was like, literally turned on at the thought of it, which is a bit funny because he's actually gay, so I hope he doesn't hear that. I was so excited. Kenny Omega in WWE. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen any of his matches or anything, but he's mint. He spits at people, he slaps people. He's had a match against an invisible person. He's had a match with a 6-year-old kid that beat him. He's just mint, and yeah, he'll be in at some point. But at the same time, I don't want him to, because I don't want them to ruin him. And it's like the Young Bucks. Those guys are the biggest thing indie scene-wise outside of WWE. They will never sign with WWE, even though they've actually been in WWE. I didn't realise this. Do you remember? It was a long time ago. Do you remember when? I can't remember the skit now, but I think they were with DX, or they were with a faction against DX, and they came out and they wore the big noses.
Oh yeah.
About Triple H.
Yeah.
That was the Young Bucks, and I didn't know that.
Right.
My mate told me that. But those guys will never be in WWE because they are too proud on social media.
Yeah.
And they say a lot of shit about WWE on the social media. But there's a guy who's out of contract and moving on soon called Adam Cole. Kevin Owens is his best friend. there's a picture of him, Adam Cole holding a Ring of Honor belt in bed, in his shorts, no top on, and Kevin Owens in bed, shorts on, obviously got a top on, with the Universal belt just lying there.
You're gonna break Adam's heart saying that because he was genuinely broken-hearted when Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens broke up.
Oh yeah.
So saying that someone else is Kevin Owens' best friend now.
Sami Zayn and Adam Cole are Kevin Owens' best friends in real life.
Yeah.
Not in wrestling. But wrestling wise at the moment, yeah, it's not the best. I've watched it for many years. That's why I watch more wrestling companies now. Because WWE kind of bores me a bit.
You were telling me earlier you watch a fucking lot of wrestling, and I don't know, like I find it hard to find time to watch all the wrestling, and I don't watch as much as you do. I'm pretty much just watching highlights at this point.
Yeah.
But you watch what? All of Raw.
I watch. If I'm up and awake and not at work on Monday because I work nights, I'll probably watch Raw live. Probably fall asleep halfway through and then wake up and watch it and forward it. Again with SmackDown. That's me Monday and Tuesday. I don't watch 205 because you get to see the best ones on Raw anyway.
Yeah.
I watched the 205 championship thing with Tajiri and all those guys, and that was mint. Wednesdays, sometimes I'll watch NXT depending if I can watch it or not. If not, I'll watch it the next day. But there's for wrestling, if anyone actually watches wrestling, for the wrestling, not the entertainment, the actual wrestling, there's a wrestling company called Lucha Underground. I watch that on a Wednesday. Well, actually, no, I watch it on a Thursday because I watch it on YouTube because it's on some El Rey network. Some Mexican cheesy crap with Steven Seagal films on. WWE actually tried to buy them out and they said no. Which is fair enough because, I mean, if you watch it, if there's ever any promos, forward them because it's really cheesy. But the wrestlers they've got in there are absolutely unbelievable. They actually do chair shots to the head. I watched Vampiro, who is actually an announcer, commentator with Matt Striker, but he wrestled a guy called Pentagon, and there was light tubes on the head. There was a table set on fire that Vampiro went through, even though he's like 50. And then the other guy licked his blood off his hand, and it's just wrestling wise, it's amazing. Some of the people, they've got old WWE people on there. You got PJ Black, who is, what was his name when he was in? Justin Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
And he's mint. He's in a little faction with John Morrison and Jack Evans called the Worldwide Underground. Those guys are crazy. You got Rey Mysterio, who's unbelievable. Obviously I said John Morrison. You got who else is on it? I'm probably talking to people that aren't really into the indie stuff, so they probably don't know. They did have Ezekiel Jackson on it.
Alright.
Do you remember him?
Yeah,
Big Zeke.
The original.
He was known as Big Rick, and he had one eye because he got it burnt out with a cigar because it's in Mexico, obviously. Well, it's actually in Boyle Heights, which is in California.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they've got, who else have they got on it? Do you remember Sammy Callahan or
Good name.
Solomon Crow?
No.
On NXT. Well, he's in it and he's mint. But yeah, wrestling wise, that's quality. Then I keep up with Ring of Honor, and I keep up with me New Japan, obviously for Kenny Omega after his 60-minute match the other day.
Yeah.
With no winner, a draw.
WWE is lacking
that sounds so boring, but it was actually fucking ace.
I would much rather, like, think of how easily you could just change the smallest of things to make the most likely main event at WrestleMania make it fucking awesome. You just have Reigns turn heel.
Yeah.
And then you have him in either an Iron Man match or like.
How long's it been since we've seen an Iron Man match?
But like a fucking good one though,
Yeah.
that's the point. The number of times that people have come along in the last 10 years and just gone, okay, well what should we do now? We'll do an Iron Man match.
And they don't do very well.
Ridiculous. Like, gone are the times of like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. And
my favourite match ever. Triple H versus Stone Cold. 2 out of 3 Finn. 2 out of 3 falls. I think it was actually called 3 Stages of Hell back then.
yeah.
And it was 1-1, and the way it won was Triple H hit Stone Cold with a jackhammer, and Stone Cold hit Triple H with a chair, and Triple H just fell on top of him. That's how they won. You don't see those matches anymore. One, because you hit him in the head, but I've not seen the
You
last.
can still do certain things.
The last
though.
Iron Man, proper good Iron Man match, I think was it Bailey versus Sasha Banks?
Yeah, but it's only half an hour.
Yeah, well, I suppose that doesn't count. But
I was actually going to say Kurt Brock.
Oh yeah, I see that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But is there anybody on the roster that could go for 60 minutes? There is. I mean, if I was going to have an Iron Man match that I think would actually be entertaining, I would have Owens versus Zayn for 60 minutes.
Yeah, it could work.
I'd have AJ as well, but I think there's too much flying involved for an hour. I don't think you could. I think you could last flying for an hour.
I keep trying to picture it, and I think that as far as just having a great match, I think AJ and Rollins could be like if you booked it right and you had the right stipulations and stuff.
Rollins is definitely fitting off.
Yeah.
See, with him at the moment, like I like him, but even I don't like him as a face.
No.
He doesn't work as a face. The only reason he works as a face is because he's good looking and all the women fancy him. But he's better as a heel. And I think they're using him a bit wrong at the moment.
They're not using him at all. I think that's probably the problem.
He's like the problem solver. If someone's got a problem, yeah, I'll step up. I'm Seth Rollins. No, he needs to turn him heel, but I can understand why they've got him as face, to be fair. The kids like him. I mean, the next person I think is going to take the company on is Balor. For merch, anyway. His merch.
I can't ever see him getting
It's
over
his merch.
in the same way.
It's his, well, not getting over, but I mean, big selling merch wise, because the way he looks and stuff, but they're going to run out of ideas for that, and he only does it at big events. He won't, I don't think he might face paint himself up for SummerSlam. He probably will for SummerSlam, if he's involved.
Depends what he's doing.
Yeah.
If he's not actually in a big match, then
maybe he won't, I don't know. But they've got potential with him for the way that he looks and the way that he is for him to be top dog merch selling.
Yeah.
But you can only do it 3 or 4 times a year. You can't face paint him up every event or every Raw because there's only so many times you can dress him up as.
It also takes like 4 or 5 hours to do, I've heard.
No, fuck that. For it to rub off within the space of walking out the curtain when he's sweating like a pig.
But yeah, I think we've covered the whole world of wrestling, just about.
Kind of, yeah.
I want to know, like, just before we close, who's your favourite wrestler right now?
Now?
Right now.
Or of all time?
Okay, give me one of each.
Favourite wrestler of all time? Triple H. Now? Ooh.
Who?
Does this just WWE?
No, it doesn't have to be.
No, we'll do just WWE because you guys don't really know WWE anyway.
Okay.
Either they're not using him properly, Owens.
Okay.
I mean, I like Bobby Roode, obviously, but he needs to stay in NXT for a bit.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody else that could be champion in NXT.
Drew McIntyre is probably the next.
Yeah, but I mean,
they'd have to
it's
build
a bit of a strange one with him because they fucked him off. And then he was mint when he left, and now they've got him back. Why didn't they have Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes, since he's left, has been absolutely unbelievably good.
It's just a question of where you put Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but
I mean, he needs to be away longer.
I can't see Drew McIntyre doing much on the main roster either. Bobby Roode can. I can see Bobby Roode on SmackDown, or even on Raw. SmackDown potentially because of him and Nakamura.
Yeah.
I can see Bobby Roode on SmackDown in that match. I think he'd be good in that. Drew McIntyre, I can't.
I think,
Cassius Ohno, I like him, but no.
You probably you have to look at certain guys and think maybe they're not there to become world champion. They're there to just serve a purpose. And I think at the moment NXT needed someone like Drew McIntyre to come in, and it would make sense like if Bobby Roode's going to step up at some point. For Drew McIntyre to just be NXT champion for fucking
years.
I
mean,
even if that's all he did.
You got quite a few people in NXT that, I mean, you got No Way Jose. Dude's just ridiculous. But he's entertaining, I give him that. You can't say anything about entrances because Bobby Roode's. If you say Bobby Roode, people just go, oh, glorious.
Yeah.
Not about his in-ring ability, even though he is pretty good in the ring. But NXT's in good shape at the moment. The only thing that's not in good shape is the women's.
True. It's a bit thin.
Ember Moon is the next champ, because she's the only one that could actually be champ. But you've got Nikki Cross, who's alright. And with you a bit, looks like she's trying too hard, which isn't her fault.
Yeah.
She'll get there. Sanity, for me, are a new Wyatt family waiting to happen. They're awesome. I like Sanity. I know some of you guys aren't big fans, but
It's just me, I think. Out of the three of us.
I think they're good. They've got good music, good look, bit fucking nuts. Big Damo, or Killian Dane, or whatever his name is. He's just a monster. He did really well in that Andre the Giant Battle Memorial.
It's impossible to say that name, isn't it?
Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. There you go. He was.
That's not right either.
Is it?
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh, fuck knows. You know what I meant. He came third in that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But Mojo Rawley won.
Ridiculous.
But look what's happened since. Fuck all.
He liked our tweet. Follows it. 3 Threat Club.
Alright, Mojo. I don't mind him. I did dress as one of the hype bros on a wrestling fancy dress party once.
Oh dear.
Embarrassing. But yeah, NXT's in good shape. I think you got good people in there, and I still think there's going to be even more good people in because Triple H has got his nose and eyes to the ground with the indie scene. You should watch more NXT. It's more.
Yeah.
It's better wrestling wise. It's just a shame that when they come up, you got to hope that they get used properly. I mean, Nakamura's come straight up, and not really done that much.
Yeah.
He has an average match against Dolph Ziggler, and then he's done a few Kinshasas or whatever it's fucking called, and twatted Kevin Owens for 3 weeks in a row, which is why I want Owens to win, because since he's gone SmackDown, he's been a toss. And then, you know, the other guys that have come up, you've only really got Reigns, Ambrose, Rollins has come up and done alright, Zayn's come up and done alright, but then he's struggling a bit then.
Yeah.
American Alpha with the top bollocks in NXT. Crap. Ascension. Awesome in NXT. Crap. That's why Triple H needs to take over the main roster as well.
Just to keep control of things.
Everything. Vinnie Mac's going nuts. I don't think he's in his ways, is he? He's not set. He's set in his ways, but he's not up to date.
No.
So if you have to have right, the champions that are now in the main event against people. You've got Jinder Mahal. You've got Jinder Mahal in the main event against someone at WrestleMania.
Fuck WrestleMania. I can't fantasy book Jinder Mahal wins the World Championship at WrestleMania.
Of course you can.
No, because the whole point of fantasy booking is not that. No
Okay.
fucking way I do
Swap your
that.
champs then. Who would you have as champs now? See, I think the
Fucking hell, that's too big of a question.
Intercontinental is on the right person.
I don't know if you can say that because
The Miz.
I like The Miz as IC champion,
I do as well.
but I also think if Miz just weren't there, it wouldn't make any difference.
Oh, it would to me. I look at Marisa there. But did you know she's French? I do not know she's French. Have you seen her surname? I don't even pronounce it. Sure it means class on in French or whatever.
Oh shit.
No, it's I'll try to put positive on anything. I've seen a hell of a lot worse. I've seen WWE in a hell of a lot worse. I watched when it was the Monday Night Wars, and I watched WCW at the same time as well as WWE. And WCW was an absolute joke. I remember when Owen Hart died, I think about 2 or 3 weeks later, on WCW, they actually killed Canyon. Not literally, Chris Canyon. They threw him. I'm sure it was Scott Hall as well. I'm sure it was. Did a razor's edge on top of a truck and he fell off the edge and apparently he died. So don't tell me that WWE is in a bad state at the moment when you've got that shit going on. And apparently he's back in talks with Vince Russo as well. That is the last thing that we need. Because Kurt Angle's doing a decent job, even though Raw is a bit boring. I like seeing Kurt Angle on telly.
Yeah.
Needs to be on telly. I think Shane McMahon's doing a good job on SmackDown. Where's Daniel Bryan?
He's
He's just a kid.
he's having a baby.
Yeah.
Doing
I
all
think
that.
we've had him, Anthony Brie Balor's added.
Yeah.
But it's alright. It'll get better. You got to keep your positives. There's still some good things going on.
Yeah.
You can never anything can be perfect, mate.
Well, that's probably more positive than we've been able to
Ever.
do in the 40 episodes. That we've
Ever.
done.
I mean, it'll get better. It's got to get better.
I reckon as well. We'll have to have you on again at some point, and just we need kind of a more in-depth view of the indie scene and all that stuff. Just because it's not something we look at very much.
Do you guys know much about it though? Apart from your local
a few
ones.
bits and bobs, but I think
You need to get Average Kev on.
Yeah.
Average Kev. That's what we shout to him when we watch him on PWF. Average Kev.
Nice.
I know, but there's a guy called Keith Meyer who's about 55 who we call Sexy Keith. Congrats to your mate, by the way. PWF champion, well done.
Well done, Sexy Kev.
Even though I want the other guy to win, but still.
Yeah.
Well, get me on for indie stuff.
We'll do again, yeah.
And when's the next pay-per-view after this? It's
Great Balls of Fire.
I don't even want to talk about that.
And then it'll be SummerSlam, I think.
Yeah, which I'll be going to Walkabout to watch with my 20-man table. And I'll probably get up on stage and do a promo because that's what we have to do.
That'd be cool.
I've got loads of horrible things in there about Paige and...
Oh, seems like a good time to end the podcast. Yeah, we'll do an X-rated podcast next time where no holds barred.
in just mankinis.
Oh.
I don't think anyone wants to see me in a mankini.
On that note, peace.
Yeah, how long's that been on for?
A long time. Stick some music on for the YouTubers.
He's missing his tattoos.